Hello, welcome to MoreBikes.co.uk. Today we are out and about putting 3 ladies on 4 Kawasaki's to see what they make of it around the streets of London and a few bendy bits just on the outside of our capital city too. We have the ER6F, the Versys 650 GT, the Z800 Tsugomi edition and the Z1000 SX. So we're going to put Claire, Emma and Lara on the bikes and here's what they make of it. And they should have done that about 10 seconds before they did. Nutters. Right, so girls, we're here at the Ace Cafe in London. Neither of you have been here before, have you?
No, first time.
I've been here once.
Ace Cafe Virgins.
Well, 2 Ace Cafe Virgins.
Yeah.
What do you think to it?
Love it. Jackie Potato was lovely.
We were talking about the history, but Jackie Potato.
Yeah, it's food orientated.
Food's great.
I'm a foodie.
Right, let's talk about the bikes that you've ridden today because you've been on a variety of Kawasaki's. An ER6F, a Z800 Tsugomi version, you've got a Versys 650 and you've got the Z1000 SX. Let's start off with the smaller of the bikes, smaller of the range. Let's start off with the ER6F. None of you had ridden an ER6F before, is that right?
No.
Okay, and what did you think to it?
I thought it was a great first bike.
Yeah, I mean, being all of 5'4" and not having an awful lot of that in my legs, it's nice to be able to be on a bike where you can get both feet comfortably on the ground.
It's a bike that's pitched to new riders, entry-level riders,
Yeah.
or riders who just don't want loads and loads of power, but still something usable. Do you think
for me, it's definitely an entry-level bike, and it definitely suit someone who's just passed their test.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
It's not. There's not too much power there. It's quite smooth. I found the gear changing a bit clunky for my liking, but it's probably just because I'm not used to that.
Yeah, if you're used to a race gearbox.
But for
First time.
riding wise, the seating position is perfect. It's comfortable. Yeah.
Nice and low. The pegs were in a nice place. They weren't too tight up. Yeah.
The riding position you like the way it delivered its power.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say? I mean,
You did have to give it a few beans to make it go, but
on the motorway. How was it on the motorway?
yeah, just generally riding it. I mean, it's a great confidence-inspiring bike, but I think it probably would be suited towards somebody that's going down the sports bike route as a first sports bike.
Yeah.
Great, yeah.
Let's talk crosses that bridge between a basic commuter and something a bit more sport.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
definitely good for commuting on as well. I think.
Yeah.
You know, as a sort of all-rounder first bike, I think it's pretty good.
In terms of engine, we've got the ER6F, we've also got the Versys 650. So engine-wise, very similar in terms of what they should deliver, but the riding experience can be quite different, can't they, on Versys?
But the Versys seemed a bit punchier, the engine.
Right.
I'm not sure why, and I know the weight's quite a lot further down as well.
Yeah. What about the riding position? Because that was something new to all 3 of you, wasn't it? The riding position, that sort of adventure style.
We found it quite difficult because the seat was so high.
I think that's the thing I found most intimidating looking at that bike this morning, was simply the height of it and the size. But then I was saying earlier on, I think it's just the way that they've styled the front end makes it look actually a lot taller
Yeah, it does look
than
a lot.
it is. Yeah, the minute you sit on it and it sags, actually your purchase on the floor isn't that bad.
Once you get on it and start riding it, it's not as intimidating as when you first sit on it and look at the bulk at the front.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's actually quite a lot of fun as
The
well.
ride is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's
smooth, it's easy. You can hold your speed as well. So when you're cruising on the motorway, it's easy just to hold that speed.
The steering's very positive.
It's the most comfortable bike out of all of them.
Yeah,
It is, honestly.
Yeah.
Because you're more upright.
Yep.
And you're not stretching, are you? Ergonomically, it's shaped quite nicely.
It was the nicest sitting position out of all of the bikes today.
It's got a seat height of 840mm as it comes right now.
Yeah.
Lower seat height option is available on those bikes. I think you get it as new when you buy one.
Yeah.
But if you were going to buy one, and I mean, how tall are you? You're 5'4".
5'5".
5'5".
No, right, so virtually.
Yeah.
So would you all go for the lower options? Then?
Definitely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right, okay.
Just as a bit of a confidence booster for when you've got to put your foot down at a stop.
Yeah.
For me, that was the most difficult part for me.
Because it was fun riding it, and then you're thinking you have to think ahead. You're coming up to a roundabout, and you have to think. I don't want to be near a pothole.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah,
I
you've
did
just
get
got to
to
think
it.
ahead.
Right, I see. But something fairly easy too. I have to say, watching you ride, there was no You know how sometimes when people ride, they can look a bit nervous on the bike.
Yeah,
After the first 2 minutes, none of you look nervous on the
Fine,
bike.
yeah.
I didn't feel nervous on it at all.
I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest.
Yeah.
I really like it. I do.
That's great.
But if I'm going touring, I'm going on that.
You look really comfortable on it.
I do. I would.
You can do lots of miles on those things and get off still feeling fresh at the end of the day. A slightly different take on it is the Sugomi Z800.
Love it.
Sugomi edition for this year. Your particular favourite.
I love it.
Why is that?
I just love it. All of it. Everything about it.
The looks.
The
looks.
The power delivery is great.
Yeah.
The position on it's fantastic.
When you say power delivery, from what, low down, mid range, or all the
Just
way?
everywhere. You know, you can have it in any gear, and you can still get a good pull away from a moderate speed. You can still pull away and pick the revs up.
Yeah.
Now the Z1000 SX. Again,
Yes.
That's another step up.
Yeah, the first time I've ridden a 1000cc bike today.
Well, that's a great thing.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So much power.
Looking at it initially, what were your thoughts? Were you a bit not intimidated, but with the thought of riding 1000?
No, I was excited.
Okay,
yeah, I wasn't intimidated at all. I was just like, let me on this thing. Yeah, definitely. I wanted to see what the power delivery was like on an inline 4 because I haven't ridden one that big before or even anywhere close, and I just thought I'll just give it a tickle and see what happens. And you know, it's quick. It is quick.
Riding position, does that sound?
Very comfortable, but maybe for someone with shorter arms it might be a bit of a reach, but for me it was absolutely fine. Really comfortable, really nice bike to ride.
Instrument wise, easy to read.
Absolutely, yep.
As is. Almost intuitive on that layout.
Yeah, everything, where it should be.
Cool.
But it's a fantastic bike. I really liked it. Quite aggressive styling as well, which was quite cool.
Yeah, very contemporary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Z1000, as is the Sugomi. I think Kawasaki really moved on with the Z800.
It looks amazing.
Oh, it looks gorgeous, and I think they only do it in one colour as well. That pink colour.
Yeah, black, candy, crimson, red.
Yeah.
So if we look at the prices, just give me your thoughts on where you think how they sit when I tell you what the prices are. The ER6F is £6,049. So ER6F £6,000. What do you think? Reasonable for that motorcycle? Would you spend £6,000 on that and be happy with it? Do you think?
As my first bike,
I'd maybe wait to go second hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. But I definitely would have a second hand one because I thought it was a great little bike.
Yeah. But if it was somebody who wanted to come into motorcycling, you wouldn't hesitate to say try an ER.
I'd recommend it.
Definitely.
I'd recommend it definitely.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
The Versus 650 GT, that's £8,149. Now that's
a lot of bike for your money.
Yeah. The sort of bike that you can take down to the south of France or to Spain or something like that. When you look at, I suppose, the equivalent in a car, you're going to be spending over double that, I should think, and you're going to have far more fun on the Versus.
Yeah. The Versus is quite an unencouraged motorcycle, I feel. It can go when you want to, you crack it and it will go, but the rest of the time it feels very, it'll take what you want and it'll just
it's good all-rounder, isn't it?
But it's made, for me, if I was touring, it'd be made, for me, comfort would be, you know, a bit of poke when you want it, but comfort, because if you're travelling that many miles, you don't want to get off and your shoulders are burning, your knees are wrecking. You don't need that.
Very easy to ride, very smooth.
Sounds like we've already said.
And it had
and a gear indicator.
Yeah, the gear indicator.
I love that. I love that. I want one for
And
mine.
you've got a port for your what do you call
it?
Cigarette lighter. Yeah.
Charger for your.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant for touring.
Yeah.
When you're comparing it against other bikes, the Triumph Sprint or the BMW GS.
Larger.
Yeah. I mean, they're a fortune compared to that, and you're getting so much for your money in your Kawasaki.
It's not just the touring, is it? I mean, I guess.
Commuting.
Yeah,
really good commuting.
Yeah,
pop out. It's easy going, sedate power delivery. That really comes across. The Sugomi Z800 edition is 8349.
Decent.
I'll buy one now.
I would, yeah. Can I put an order in?
It suits you so much.
So that's
I love it.
8349. We're happy with that.
Yeah. I think
that's
a bargain. I think it's a bargain.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, that's good to know. And the Z1000 SX is 10299. It's 1,000.
Okay.
But 10299. Just to put it into context, something like the Suzuki GSX F. That 1,000 that they've got this year is around the same sort of price.
Okay, yeah.
About 10.4 or something like that.
Right.
So in terms of that and that motorcycle, 10.2.
I'd say that was quite a good, considering how much you pay for like your R1 and you know things like that. You're looking at 15 plus.
And again, with that type of motorcycle, with a slightly relaxed riding position, you get that, I would argue, you could probably get more use out of it. An R1 you can ride anywhere and you can do anything on. It's a state of mind, but it's not built for riding on roads like the ones we've ridden on today.
Or in traffic like we've done today.
Or in the middle of London.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Good. All right. So all round, it's fair to say, I guess, you like all the Kawasaki's.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. For Ladies' Day 2, the Kawasaki band. Do you like the Kawasaki?
Absolutely, yeah.
But your favourite has got to be overwhelmingly, I'd say, the Z800 Tsugomi.
Definitely.
Correct?
Definitely.
Can't wait.
Love it.
Okay, right, brilliant. Well, that's it then. That's that done. Now all we need to do is go out and do a few more miles and then...
Looking forward to it.
yeah, it'll be a scrap for who gets the keys to the Tsugomi.
Shotgun.
It's me.
I got in there before, yeah.